Kid Cudi, man. Kid Cudi is like really like one of the main dudes I kind of like looked at and listened to all the time. He saved my life. He saved me from doing like random bad things to myself, kept me like focused. Like
just through his music or personal relationship?
Well, not just through his music.
Kid Cudi is a rap artist who holds a special place in my heart. He is incredibly underrated in my opinion and is one of the greats in my eyes. His music can go from incredibly sad and introspective to an incredibly upbeat, crazy song with funny lyrics. Kid Cudi was the first artist I ever listened to, and ever since that moment has remained my favorite. I remember listening to him for the first time and instantly falling in love with the sound of his music and the message he was putting forth. I will forever hold a special place in my heart for Kid Cudi and his music. I hope to release this video on the release date of Insano. I'm looking forward to this album, and I'm sure Kid Cudi won't disappoint me, honestly. Kid Cudi's music has always largely been experimental. His own beginning is very much a departure from traditional rap that was common at the time, and being far more emotional and having a unique sound with his own hums and beats. Kid Cudi's very upfront way of confronting emotional and deep internal struggles allowed for the subject to be normalized in rap. Beyond this, he just kept experimenting with his music, every album having a unique sound from the one before. Even his Man on the Moon albums, despite having a clear similar sound to each other, are clearly different in their own way. He even experimented with different genres outside of rap, such as what he sold in Speeding Bullet to Heaven 2, and in his Man Wizard he made with Dot the Genius, exploring the rock genre. Kid Cudi has continued to make great consistent music while branching out into other genres, and my personal favorite songs from Speeding Bullet to Heaven album and Wizard being Judgmental Cut and Teleport to Me Jamie. His lyrics are a crazy ride as well. Kid Cudi's song lyrics can range from very introspective and emotional to simply funny and lighthearted. The song Mr. Soldado is perhaps his best example of this, where his lyrics very quickly change from introspective and emotional to a steady lighthearted tone. One moment he's in a very emotional tone, describing himself escaping to his dreams to leave this reality, pondering why doing things wrong feels better than being a good or virtuous person, and contending with his own feelings of loneliness and feeling alone. The song continues by stating he doesn't need people's approval, is fine with discovering himself alone, and capable of relying on himself. Then the song ends on a very somber and dark note, with him describing how despite all of the messages he's laid out in the song and even the ones before, he seems incapable of learning from what he's actually written down or put out into the world. Like a lot of us, he says one thing and gives advice to others, then proceeds to do the opposite due to ignoring or being incapable of heeding his own words. However, in the very same song, he says for the haters to quote, "Gargle on my mayo," which is fucking hilarious because it just came out of left field for me the first time I heard it. The first time I listened to Kid Cudi, I was on a car ride going somewhere with my older brother, and I remember being in the back seat when the song Man on the Moon came on. I remember looking out the window, seeing us drive on the highway, and something about the song resonated with me. I hadn't listened to music at all really until then, not even having a Spotify or any music account. I wanted to get into music, but I hadn't found an artist to begin with, and nobody really clicked with me. That was until I found Kid Cudi on the off chance. Man on the Moon is a great song, but what made me fall in love with it was the end speech at the end of the song. If you haven't listened to the album or the song, I implore you to give it a listen, because that ending monologue is what certified Kid Cudi as the first artist I wanted to begin my journey into music with at the age of 13. Ever since then, well, he's remained my favorite artist. I very quickly afterwards caught up to Kid Cudi's entire discography. Since then, I've followed and kept up with news about him, listening the first day his remake of his mixtape, A Kid Named Cudi, dropped, watching Intergalactic the day it came out on Netflix along with the album. Up to now, being excited and making this video a few days before Insano, his most recent album, is set to drop. I want to simply state perhaps my most favorite Kid Cudi songs and why they are my favorite. At 5, I think Alive has to take this spot. It has a unique sound unlike any other Kid Cudi song I've heard yet. The song tackling Cudi's search for the one, as he puts it, will save his soul is something that anyone can possibly relate to, simply searching for love and wanting to find the one that will make you a better person. Also, the ending of the song is just great in my opinion, and I love it even now despite the amount of times I've listened to it. At the first spot, I need to put Scott Cudi versus the Word. Shout out to the Scott Pilgrim reference, by the way. The song is a great intro to Man on the Moon 2. It's got an upbeat and great feel to it, with him clearly demonstrating his own insecurities and struggles of his newfound fame, money, and attention. along with it being an upbeat and fun introduction to an otherwise dark and deeply emotional album where it explores some of Kid Cudi's most vulnerable insecurities. At 3, I have to put Rose Gold in. This song is just amazing, and with Willow Smith's amazing vocals adding so much to the song along with Kid Cudi's amazing vocals, once again killing it in my opinion. The song details Cudi's own belief in himself and constantly believing in himself, even if sometimes he feels like a failure. It talks about those who fake believing in him for ulterior motives, his haters, his journey to finding a peace while being different from others, and those who truly believe in him, such as his mom. Finally, the top 2. The other songs before I really don't believe are set in stone, and they frequently change depending on how I feel in life and how I'm feeling at a certain moment. However, these 2 consistently remain in their place, and number 2 is Elsie's Baby Boy. The amazing ending where it almost feels like you're being lifted up to heaven is an amazing and great way to wrap up the song. The song also holds a lot of parallels to my favorite song, which should be obvious when I reveal what it is. In this song, Cudi speaks about his depression, loneliness, and sadness he had as a child, especially talking about his relationship with his family and disguising his true emotions as to not let anyone in. The burden the winter aspect that is repeated throughout the song has me believe that perhaps this is an allusion to seasonal depression or simply the isolated and lonely feeling winter brings. This song is amazing, and it's one that I never skip when it comes on, but as for my favorite, another song takes that spot. That being Soundtrack to My Life. Like Elsie's Baby Boy, this song tackles his familiar relationship in the beginning, then discusses how nobody can see the sadness and hurt happening within. However, his line where he states all of these emotions are pouring out of him especially resonates with me. It's almost as if he's stating that the result of keeping these emotions bottled up is that the moment he begins to tell us about them, they begin pouring out of him like a waterfall, and he's just incapable of stopping, so he brings it to light so that we can all see it. I can just go on and on about this song really, dissecting every little thing that Kid Cudi says in this song, from his lyrics talking about romance, loneliness, isolation, suicidal thoughts, not feeling seen, and so much more. This, like the title suggests, feels like the total and complete soundtrack to his life and all his struggles. It's a masterpiece to me, and I resonate with it a lot, and it's an amazing song in my opinion, and remains my favorite song, not only of his, but out of everything I've ever listened to so far. I mean, really, who's doing it like Kid Cudi? I mean, really, it's like nobody's out here doing it like Kid Cudi. Drake? Okay, let's get serious now. Let's not joke about this. I mean, really, let's. I don't think I gotta say why Drake is mid, okay? Tyler the Creator, more like Tyler the Gayator. Get it? Cause he's gay. Kendrick, K-Dot, you mean K shirt? Bro's 5'5". How are you writing for a short dude? It's wild. Kanye. Come on, man, I don't even gotta say why. Bro's out here writing for Hitler and the KKK. If you're out here suggesting Kanye is better than Kid Cudi, I don't know what to tell you other than stop reading Mein Kampf, man. This is why Kid Cudi's the GOAT. He's uncontested. Nobody can say anything because I don't care. And if you got a problem with it, 1v1 me Garden Harps. Come on. Let's get it. The Cutter's on top. Soundtrack to My Life is the best song of the century, if not all time. I don't want to hear any more yapping from mid-enjoyers. Cudi fans, where are you at?
I just want to let y'all know that life will throw you a shit ton of curveballs. It's scary. But like, if you believe, man, you know, if you believe. That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
We can fly, we can stay alive from day to night. It's alright.